Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this afternoon, I watched a movie called Sound of Freedom, just from 2023. It's an American crime thriller film directed and co-written by Alejandro Monteverde, starring Jim Caviezel, yes, Jesus himself, Mira Sorvino, and Bill Camp. And if you haven't heard about the hoopla surrounding this film, only in America. So yeah, it has been. It's kind of like supposed to be a faith-based, well, not really a faith-based film, but faith-based studio or something like that. And QAnon has latched onto this film, and apparently there's all this controversy that Hollywood doesn't want you to watch this. Theaters across the U.S. are, um, like showing that they have this movie, but they will not let you watch it, and they will have fire alarms going on so that you will leave the theaters. They will have AC problems so that you will leave the theaters and cannot watch the movie, and they will refund your money. That's the controversy regarding this, because apparently this is not your typical Hollywood movie. Hollywood and liberals have got low moral values and no family values, and the rights, the conservative right and the Jesus folks have got all the moral values in the world, and this is, you know, for God and country and freedom and all that stuff. It's right up Jim Caviezel's alley. To be honest, I haven't really watched a lot of Jim Caviezel movies. I think I've only watched one, and I avoided watching the Jesus Christ movie that he was in. What was it? Passion of the Christ. A lot of people have watched it. Some people have liked it. Some people call it a what do you call it? A body horror fetish kind of movie. And my dad thought it was really violent, even though he tried watching the entire movie. Yeah, so this became a sleeper hit, because probably all those QAnon folks went and watched the movie. Because, to be honest, if it didn't have this angle, this is the kind of movie, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't watch it. I did watch it. I liked the storyline. I mean, I liked what the the true story behind it. Of course, I do like the fact that there is this organization and this person who's trying to save as many kids from sex trafficking cartels. But yeah, it was a sleeper hit. A lot of people wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for this angle, and that's the sad part, because these so-called people who are, QAnon, latched onto this movie. They only watched it and went to the theaters because of the angle. And otherwise, any movie like this, which is, to be honest, just a slightly above average film, would not have made as much at the box office. So it was made on a budget of just $14.5 million, and it grossed over 234 million because, of course, like I said, everybody went to watch it, and that's the thing. And like, I didn't go to watch it in the theaters. I just watched it on streaming service. I'm glad I did. It's not a bad movie, to be honest. Like I said, it's above average. Of course, it's well above average, but it isn't great by any chance. However, there are a few things about the movie which they have changed from the real life part. The last part where he goes to rescue the girl is made up. He didn't actually. Tim Ballard, the actual person, didn't go alone and save the girl. So basically, this is about a family in Honduras. A poor father named Roberto. He has got two kids, a young boy and a young girl, Miguel and Rocio. Miguel is around 8 and Rocio is around 12 or 13, maybe 12, I guess. And there's this former beauty queen named Giselle who comes to sign both his children up for modeling, child modeling contracts. He takes her to the photo shoot, takes him to the photo shoot, but he is told that he has to come back and pick them up when the shoot is over. When he comes back, they are gone, and apparently they've been sold as sex slaves. So Tim Ballard, who is a special agent for the Homeland Security investigations, he arrests people who are possessing and distributing child pornography. It's very dark, of course. He managed to get several pedophiles, but he and others really do want to save kids from the sex trafficking. And using an alias, he is able to save a child, basically Miguel, and he gets him back. He brings him to his father, and there's of course a very touching reunion between father and son. And Miguel has been sexually abused, so Miguel gives him his chain, which was given to him by his sister, and asks him to rescue rescue how was it? Rocio, I think that's how you pronounce it. I can't remember all of a sudden. But he asks him to rescue his sister. He goes to Cartagena, which is in Colombia, and he is led to a former cartel accountant named Vampiro, who was he was American, and he now works to try and save children from sex trafficking. There is also a story of how he actually came to start doing that, because he had paid to have sex with a woman he thought is in her early 20s. Turned out she was actually only 14, and he was kind of like heartbroken and decided to change his ways. So they come up with a plan to create this what do you call it, like a sex camp or something like that, some kind of a hotel, some club, and they, as a cover story, they try to get help from a local playboy, wealthy citizen, and they get the funding. He is his supervisor from the Homeland Security isn't happy with a lot of the things that they're doing, so because it's taken a lot of time, they haven't caught anyone, so he resigns his post, and then he continues trying to search for Rocio. He gets help with the U.S. Embassy in Colombia, and they are able to capture some folks, including what's her name, Giselle, and they rescue 54 children, but Rocio is not among them. And after interrogating one of the associates, they find out that Rocio was sold to, I don't know if this is an actual person, but the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, the leader called the Scorpion, or El Alacran. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish, but yeah, the Scorpion. And he goes there. It's a no-fly zone. There are rebels against the Colombian government, so even the military will not go there. However, under the guise of UNESCO doctors who are visiting the area from time to time to help them with diseases and give them medicine, he and Vampiro go there, but the soldiers of the Scorpion decide that only one of them can go, and Ballard decides he will go alone. He goes there, pretends to be checking people for I think it's some kind of diseases and stuff. He finds Rocio and he's able to rescue her, and she has been used as the Scorpion's sex slave, so he rescues her. He has to kill the Scorpion in the middle of the night to rescue her, and then he takes her back to freedom. They go back to Honduras. She is reunited with her father and her brother, and things are better there. And of course, we end the movie with stories about, information about the real Tim Ballard, who testified before the United States Congress, talked about his testimony about foreign countries and sex trafficking investigations, and how the U.S. is involved a lot in it, and they change their laws to make sure that they will actually try and do as much as they can to bring these folks to justice. And that's the end of the movie. And one of the good things about the movie is they end the movie the very same way, that with the very same shot, in fact, of the girl Rocio. The beginning is her singing a song and banging on a kind of percussion, and the end of the movie is her doing the same thing. So I really like that part as well. So is it a great movie? No, I may not even watch this movie once again. I did like the movie, and I would give it a 7.5, a very generous 7.5. I did think a lot of the acting was, especially from Jim Caviezel, was bad towards the beginning, and then towards the middle of the movie, it did pick up. I felt he was much better in the role, and towards the end, there's a little bit of tension, there's a little bit of intrigue. But I guess everybody knew what was going to happen, so too much of a suspense. I think most of the two kids were adorable, by the way. Really love seeing them. Mira Sorvino's character was very small in this movie, but she is billed as high, of course, with her reputation. I really like Bill Camp as Vampiro. I've seen him in a couple of movies. I didn't know his name, but yeah, he is pretty good in his role. And you also have Jose Zuniga as Roberto. I've seen him in several TV shows and movies, I guess. He's very familiar. And yeah, that's about it. Kurt Fuller. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Kurt Fuller, who I've always remember him from Wayne's World. He plays the supervisor for Tim Ballard. Good to see him. I really like the guy. So, what do I think about the movie? Like I said, it's not bad. It's well above average. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It is a great by any chance. The whole controversy surrounding all this stuff is just absolutely stupid, to be honest. And that's what I have to say about that. So, 7.5 out of 10. Take care.